Hey there, Carl Newman here for you at Sport Fishing Buddy, and in this video I'm going to show you how to snell a fishing hook. Now, a snell knot is one of the best ways to attach a fishing line directly to a fishing hook, and it's pretty easy to tie, and I'm going to show you how to do this. I'm going to show you how to tie a snell knot with a very thick string like this and a big hook like that, so you can see exactly what I'm doing. And then I'm going to show you a second time with some real fishing line so you can see what that looks like as well. And finally, I'm also going to say a few words about the best way to use this knot for your fishing. Okay, let's dive right in. So I start by holding the hook in one hand and the line in the other hand. And then I thread the line through the eye of the hook. I pull it through, I take a good amount of it through the eye of the hook, and I hold it parallel to the shank of the hook, like this. Then I take this tag end and I bring it back around like that. And at the same time I'm holding it with my finger over here, so there's a loop now. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start wrapping that tag end around the shank of the hook, like this. And I'm going to wrap it around about 3 or 4 times. This is a very thick line, so I can't wrap it very often. But with thin line, you can wrap it more often, even up to 7 times. Once I'm done wrapping it around the hook, I'm then going to take this tag end and I'm going to put it through this loop down here. Okay, and then I grab the end when it's through the loop and I start tightening the knot like this. And I pull the knot up to the eye of the hook. I tighten it further by pulling on both ends. And there it is. That's a snell knot. Now obviously I would then trim off this end, and if this is fishing line, then obviously it would be a lot thinner than that, so it would not be so big. But this is great because you can see the barrel that's formed with this knot, and that barrel sits up against the eye of the hook, which is really, really great for holding the line with lots of power. So it's a strong knot that doesn't come apart even with big fish. Okay, so now let's take a look at what this looks like with some real fishing line. You take your hook and you take your line and you pass your line through the eye of the hook. You pull it through and you put it parallel to the shank of the hook, like this. Then you take your tag end, like this, and you're going to start wrapping it around the shank of the hook, like that. Wrap it around about 6 or 7 times. Then you take your tag end and you put it through the loop down here. Then you tighten the whole thing. So now the knot is not up here, it's down there. It's a very tight knot. You trim the tag end. And that's it. That's a snell knot. Okay, so now that you know how to tie a snell hook, the next question is, when should you use it? Well, you can use it on any hook that has an eye and a shank that's big enough. You can even use it on hooks that don't have an eye. It's a slightly different version of the snell knot, but you can still use it on those hooks. And the best application for using a snell knot is when you're fishing with bait. So let's say you're using cut bait, some cut fish, or if you're using a whole dead fish or a whole shrimp or something like that, you can embed the whole hook inside of the bait and there's no knot sticking up from the eye of the hook. So that way you can hide the whole hook and the knot inside the bait, so the fish are not going to see it. So one of the advantages of the Snell knot is that the knot itself is not on top of the eye, but is below the eye of the hook. So it's sitting on the shank of the hook. And if it's sitting on top of the eye of the hook, the knot can pick up weeds or algae or grass or any kind of underwater debris, and it can easily get snagged on the hook. And that's a problem, because then your whole bait turns into a ball of weed. And so if you use the Snell hook, you're avoiding that problem, which is excellent, because that way then your bait stays clean in the water. Okay, so that's the main application for the Snell knot. I wouldn't use the Snell knot if you're targeting fish with a lot of sharp teeth, like muskie or pike or barracuda in salt water, because it's more likely that the teeth are going to break the knot, because they'll be rubbing on the hook. So the hook is going to be in the mouth of the fish, and the sharp teeth have direct access to the knot, which is a problem. So you will end up losing a lot of fish. So in those cases, I wouldn't use the Snell knot. Okay, that's it for now. If you enjoyed this video, if you found it useful, smash that like button and subscribe for more content. We put out regular fishing tips every single week. So hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.